Hey, what's up? It's your boy Maurice here again, back with another moment of truth for you. So today's episode is talking about manifestation. I chose to make this the moment of truth is because manifestation and manifesting things has become a major part of my life. And how it's become that way is because the things that I do have and the experiences that I've had are all results of me making these things become a reality. Now, people have many ideas of how manifestation works. Some people may think that you just write it down and you just leave it there and you do nothing and it shows up. I've actually had someone say that they were going to wait for my manifestation to come to pass and they dampen their view so that they can ride the coattails basically of whatever I'm choosing to manifest. That's not how manifestation works. So for me, I wrote down on a list of places I wanted to go, things I wanted to have, and a person that I wanted to be with. I talked about this before in several different episodes. But what ended up happening was, okay, I could put something on a list, but then there's the process of getting there. It's spoken of as a bridge. So I didn't know I was doing this, but I would put something on a piece of paper or I'd write something down on a computer, make a couple of lists of some things, and then I'll review it. And then I ask myself, okay, what am I doing to get closer to this thing? Like, what steps am I taking? What actions am I taking? And I proceed to go do the actions that are necessary. Now, sometimes things happen by a twist of fate. I end up being able to do some things. For example, my trip to San Diego, I put it on the list. I said I want to go to the fitness conference this year, and I want to go to San Diego, and I want to ride a motorcycle on the Pacific Coast Highway. Boom. So I put it down there, and the time I was about to leave, the transmission went in my car, and I didn't know how I was going to pay for that. Rent and stuff was due, didn't know how I was going to do that. But something in me said, book the trip, get a loaner car, drive it to the airport, do whatever it is you got to do. But that trip to San Diego has to happen. You put money aside, you set these things in place, you got to follow through on this. So I made my way out to this fitness conference. It was the Idea World Conference. And I met some cool people. I went out there. It was my second Idea conference I went to. And my knee was feeling better. So I was out there experiencing classes and jumping around and doing all these things fitness wise. It was great. I did a little boxing thing with somebody. And then eventually I rented a motorcycle and I went and I rode on that highway, man. It was an experience that I wanted to have for years. It was a daydream that I had. And it was many, many years ago. And before then, I owned a motorcycle because I said I wanted to get one. Found my way to getting that too. But it was work. I found a way to make it happen, but it was work. And sometimes the way things line up, that's none of your business. You put the intention out there and then you start doing certain things to make it happen and it shows up. Then I started thinking like, man, how am I going to pay for this trip? So lo and behold, I go out to the fitness conference, I attend the lecture, and the guy says something along the lines of, you write these things down, the type of people you want to work with, and you don't deviate from that. And you set your prices and you do whatever it is that you have to do. And the people are for you, they'll be there. The people that are not for you, they'll go to the wayside. And sure enough, I come back from the conference, I ended up with 3 new sessions, 3 new people to work with. And then eventually things started to pay for itself. I'm like, bam, wow, that's crazy. Couldn't believe that. But it happened. So the way manifestation works is you set an intention and you go to work on it. And you don't forget about it. You actually kind of forget about it. You see it, it's there, it's within view, but you focus on whatever is in front of you. You focus on an action steps that's in front of you. If it's going to take X, Y, and Z to get there, you focus on the X, Y, and Z. You don't focus on the 1, 2, and 3 that goes on after that. You focus on the things that's right in front of you. And then eventually you do that more enough times and you forget about what's on the list and what's the next thing to do to get to that one thing. And then it shows up. It just pops up right there, bam, So San Diego was one thing, Hawaii was another thing. I had it on my list for years. And then something came up where instead of, Jen and I doing a second wedding, we decided to take that money and go on an official honeymoon. Bam, I'm in Hawaii, hiking, doing stuff, and it's like kind of surreal for me, And I look back at these pictures, I'm like, man, that really happened. That really came about. And so what the thing is with manifestation that people must realize is that it's almost magic-like, but it's based on the things that you do, your own intentions, your steps, your action plans, your action steps in general to get that going. And you can want any and everything in the world. If you're going to sit there and wish for it, it ain't going to come. But if you wish and you work, then it comes to you. So a couple of those steps to follow, like I was saying, you write the stuff down, you write the vision and make it plain, as they say, right? Write the vision, make it plain. 2, you leave it there within view, and it gives you a reason behind why you're doing the work that you're doing. If you forget why you're doing the work that you're doing, the manifestation will elude you. It will not come to pass. And then the third thing is, be consistent on what you're doing and dive all the way into the work that you're doing. Because out of the blue, at some point, what you're looking for will show up. Even when you detach from it a little bit. When you detach from that, it shows up. And the fourth thing, start believing that you're worthy of having these things. If you don't believe that you're worthy of it, you're not going to put your best foot forward. You're not going to put enough energy and effort into it. You got to really want that. When I had my charger, I used to be up early in the morning, really visualizing that. And it was on my mind. And I worked, I did what I had to do. And then situations lined up to where, okay, we're going to make this happen for you. Bam, here it is. Boom, go for it. Once that happened, my mistake with my charger was I got impatient and I didn't get exactly what it was that I wanted. All I need to do now was add in patience, which is the fourth part of it. So write the vision, make it plain. All right. Keep it within view. All right. Work and remember connecting to the why behind you, what you're doing, the real deep stuff, and get into it. And, be patient. All right. If you're highly specific about what you want, you gotta be patient. You cannot let up. You cannot let your foot off the gas. You cannot just forget about it because you're like, I'm done. I'm gonna take whatever I can get right here and accept that. So with that, my friends, that's the manifestation for you. If you like this one, share with anybody. I always would say. And catch you in the next episode. All right. Until then, if you're going to manifest, be your best. Do not rest. And then things will happen. And then you'll be blessed. All right. So enjoy.